Hello? Okay, I'm back. Wow, that was fast, right? I realized that I didn't review, and some people came later, so I'm actually just going to review really quick before I go, for those people who missed the beginning and were curious. So I'm playing against Tudon. I get 2 stone handicap, and I'm trying not to be too passive, because that tends to happen when I play against stronger players. So I take a 3/4 because they like to take all the corners and then reduce your influence, which white definitely tried this game. I really like this pincer because uh, AlphaGo taught me some cool follow-ups. Here, wait, let me go home, start review, last game. So I can do variations. So this this follow-up, or I guess this sort of modern response is this one, where white goes here, and then there's a number of possibilities. Something like this, or white can, sorry, like that. And then AlphaGo, that many of you know, taught me this move, which apparently is better. So I've been experimenting with that. I guess the idea is it gives, this is sort of a critical point in this Joseki. So it gives black good shape. And white is struggling in the corner. But anyways, this is not the first time that white's played this diagonal move here. The idea is to separate strongly so that white gets something to attack. I tried to prevent that by just making these 2 space extensions. It means that white's not going to have any easy targets. I admit black's play is a bit boring. It's pretty boring. It's 2 space extension, 2 space extension, 2 space extension, 2 space extension. But it is effective. This is your quick and dirty make a base shape here, so if you ever need to do that, give it a try. This peep is too small to respond to right now, so if I did respond, I'd probably do something like this, but there's still this peep, and I don't like my shape. White got forcing moves and said day. No thank you. So this is now my group. I've forgotten about these 2 stones. Not mad. Again, 2 space extension, just make a stable group. In handicap games, there's no reason to complicate things. So I kicked here because I don't want white to get this nice base. And then white played down here. I'm not used to seeing that, but I guess it makes sense to get a little more space for eyes. But I respond, which it eliminates the 3/3 invasion, which is Aji I was worried about. So I was this is a bit of a thank you move. Kind of happy about this. And then white plays the shoulder hit underneath. I don't know if that's still called a shoulder hit, to be honest. Maybe it's called a knee hit. Yeah, I understand that white wants a little bit more. This is sort of like what I would have expected, but this makes sense to me. I pushed once to the side because I didn't want this situation. It feels like white got what he wanted, so I want to try and not give him everything here. So here I'm sacrificing these stones and just focusing on making good shape here. This was a mistake. I'm fairly confident I could have gotten this peep here. And honestly, like, just continued attacking. Like, I can still maintain pretty good shape here, and I can get out, and this area is looking really nice for black. So at least I should have peeped and then extended, at the very least. But I like this cap here, actually. I think that's really nice. Anyways, I forgot to peep, so I extended up. White got this nice shape. I played the simple jump that's keeping white at least from surrounding completely on this black group. And then, yep, white peeps here, maybe expecting me to play here. This would remove all the Aji in the corner, which later white did actually live in the corner. Not really, because I made a mistake, but by not playing this connection, there was Aji left behind. But I played this diagonal because this leaves a really nice invasion point where if I like prevent him from going out, there's stuff like this where white can start to do something. It probably shouldn't live in this situation, but the point is the invasion point remains, and in this case I've done something to protect against it. So maybe if white comes in now, I can just threaten to surround, or yeah, something like that. Try and kill it. And then white shoulder hits. I thought for a while about pushing up here just to resist a little bit, but I don't really see. I guess it's not bad. It's not bad. But I was just like, oh, well, I'll just get these guaranteed points over here and not be too mad about it. This move, I stand by it. You know, after the game, like maybe I should have played over here somewhere, or this attachment I was looking at actually seems pretty good. But this move is really nice because this group could fall under attack later, and so could this one. So I kind of messed up not getting. Oh, I should put coordinates on. Oh, got my cat trying to get in. My housemate's cat. You guys want to say hi to my cat? Or housemate's cat? It's Braggy. Hi, Braggy. Yep. He's a good cat. He's a bit of a hunter. Anyways. Yeah, so this move really does some work to save my weak group and potentially attack his. So white proceeds to attack the last really possible weak group of mine, and I almost took this attachment anyways, which I think could have been a good move. But at the end of the day, I ended up with a good result later on, so I think it's okay. Yeah, so I got these nice Sente exchanges, and then I got this move. This is a nice move because it's this small knight and this 2-space jump from this strong little wall here, and it does something to unite this area, and black stones feel like they're working together. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Dawn play, and they like to cut stuff. It almost feels like they just cut things whenever they can, but I'm sure there's a little bit more thinking than that going into it. But I saw this cut coming a mile away. Of course, this small knight still has Aji, and this group now has to live, and this group has to live, so it's understandable, but I got at least some work out of forcing this white group around a little bit. Yeah, so I could have saved these 2 stones with a move like this, but I was concerned that white would be out anyways, so the only reason I want these 2 stones is to cut off this group, to attack it further. But if it's out like this, I guess, you know, there's still cutting points, but it's going to be really, really hard to attack is the point. And so I opted to get out with my group instead. There's one benefit of I have this as Sente, so I can capture these stones if white doesn't respond. So I can also make an eye with these 2 stones, which would make this group alive. But still, white seems like pretty united. And I didn't really get much out of that anyways. So I decided to sacrifice those 2 stones and get out, which is Sente, right? Because now I'm going to surround this group. And if these stones are still alive, then this group is cut. So white kind of has to capture these. And so I get this in Sente, which also reduces this area to like 7 points, so I'm not mad about that. And then I almost played here. I think that's better. I think that like objectively, like fighting spirit, Ki, if you know the word Ki, this is just a stronger move. But I kind of felt like I was doing okay. White has small territories, and I have a really big one on the left. And really all white can do is push around these 2 weak groups. So I wanted to try and strengthen them in some way or another. And getting this, 2 small knights isn't connected by any means, but getting this united in some sense or another is sort of like this, where'd it go? This move right here. The small knight and the large knight, it sort of unites the area a little bit. So I felt good about that, and I ended up getting really good potential on the top here, so it worked out. And white was concerned as well. I could have just done the dog's face. I don't think there's any trouble here, to be honest. Yeah, there's like nothing white can do. But with these 1-space jumps, when there's a lot of white strength around, sometimes there's trouble. So I just kicked and then made a table instead to protect against any potential trouble here. And let's see. So I got the table, and this is starting to look nice, right? This table is really strong shape in this area, which makes this cut less vulnerable to some extent. The shape down here with these 2 white stones isn't great, but there's no way for white to kill anything, so that's fine. This move is really big. I would have loved to play this because it's definitely Sente. So I wonder when I should have done that. When was the last time I had a good Sente? I guess right there. But I don't know. It's probably Sente. But anyways. Here we are. Oh yeah, so white comes over here, which is quite big, but it's definitely not Sente. And I have these 2 really nice walls facing each other, and this opportunity to make a 3rd. So I was not mad about that. I play this threatening to cut off the corner, which makes this a semi-Atari. One more move here is an Atari. And white goes for the corner points. I should have just haunted immediately because it's Sente, and then done whatever I wanted to. But I took this one, and it was Sente. Oh, I took it now. Yeah, oftentimes players won't respond to this, but it's really big. I would be able to capture this stone, right? Because you can't Atari that direction because this stone is captured, and you can't Atari this way, of course, because that stone is even more captured. But in a situation like this, or wait, like this, white gets Sente, right? So maybe if white ignores right now and plays like this, and then if I do it right away, then white can follow up over here, which is really big. So, you know, it's not out of the question. I kind of expected him not to respond, but he did, which I was happy about. I got a follow up, not there, to this move here. And then white comes in here. Yeah, there's a lot of options. Usually you want to like surround something and push it towards your strength. So something like this. I guess this captures that stone, but it's bad because white gets forcing moves. So like turn out here. But like there's no real way to kill this, I feel like. Well, you know, it's not impossible by any means, but I felt that if white, like, you know, white can't do that, obviously. Sorry. I felt that if white broke in here and erased these points, then like I had a really easy win at my fingertips that I would have kind of thrown away. Because this area is just, it's huge. It's 3 like essentially perfect walls. There's like 1, 2 cutting points, and that's it in this whole area. So yeah, I just played from the inside. Usually it's not good, but worked out. And I could have just backed off and let him connect and then turned. That would have been fine, but I was kind of concerned about the forcing moves that white has up here to like turn this into a big area. What does score estimator say? Yeah, see? Oh, well, these aren't dead, but so I'm still ahead, but not by as much. Okay, still ahead by a lot, but I won by 25, so. So I crosscut here because I'm really strong in the area, and I read a couple moves ahead, realized I would be totally screwed. What's nice is that after this Atari, basically, if I extend either direction, so obviously if I extend, I don't know, if I extend this way, this stone's pretty much totally dead, right? And this whole area is mine. So that's like not an option for white. But when I extend this way, it's threatening to capture these stones. So white can't really play on both sides, which is nice. So in the game, this is the game now. White Atari this way, I extended. Black played the or white played the Atari and then protected. And I could like cut and like, I don't know, do weird stuff. I don't know. Obviously this is not working because this ladder goes to a white stone. So I did not do that. The cut is there, and I turned instead, which gets me out and threatens to surround these stones. I guess white was worried that like there wasn't enough Aji here, so he goes for the 1 cutting point in the area, and I just play strong. I was kind of expecting this peep, but I suppose I could have played up here. So white plays this move. At this point, there is a risk of these stones falling under attack again, right? These white stones, if they end up connecting and separating this group, it doesn't have 2 eyes in here. I think even if I play first, it only has 1 eye. So I had to be careful about that. I wonder, in retrospect, if this capture would have been better. I kind of played it safe. This move is threatening to capture this stone in a ladder, or in a net, I mean. Which means that unless white responds directly, in which case I could just you know, capture the stone and be happy. Like, I don't even care if these stones get captured, honestly. Well, you know, yeah, white can't really just go straight into this because white has to deal with these stones first. So I figure if white comes from this side, I can make my way over to this group. I admit there's potential trouble in the area, but it seemed plausible, or manageable, I suppose would be the term. So simple answer is capture this, but then white connects in Sente and gets to do that, and then I don't know, I should probably do this. Seems also playable. But I decided to play this move because it was Sente to surround. But when white came out here, I felt a little bad because I kind of hurt these stones. But it worked out alright. I got the capture. And in this case, I could have protected, but then when white comes here, I suppose this is still playable because this move, I think these stones are still captured. But this area isn't that big. Instead, I let white capture these two stones in Sente, which feels kind of bad, but I gotta get this double Atari, which saves these stones and makes some more points. So I felt like it was fine. I thought for a while about this protection, but it felt kind of like overly fancy. I was worried too, what if white like plays this move and then I can't respond underneath because that's an Atari, and then this separates. Oh, but that's a double Atari, so I guess there's no trouble. It would have been another kind of trade, I guess. Yeah, so at that point it was just endgame really. I stayed connected here. White got, it's pretty good endgame, but I did alright too. And then, yeah, this elephant eye was painful for white. It kind of sealed the deal. Oh yeah, and then this is where white tried to live in the corner. So he pushed, and then yeah. So I killed him pretty easily, right? So the concern is if he gets this move in Sente, then he can like live. Well, that's actually still totally dead. But then he has at least potential. But of course, this is an Atari, so that doesn't work right now. So all I had to do is connect here, and then he played here. And if I do this, then this becomes a ko. So I just blocked the tiger mouth on this side, and now there's nothing. If he plays here, he's dead. If he plays here, this is never two eyes. Right? Even if he wins the ko. So at this point he played away, but later on there's some, I didn't keep in mind that G1 was going to be Sente. Oops, should probably turn off those. And yeah, so it was some endgame stuff. Oh yeah, it was right here. So I played this because it's Sente to cut these stones off, right? And that would be big. Especially because, I don't know. Yeah. So, but anyways, white responded here, and I was like, oh, I can get this in Sente. But I didn't realize that this move shorted the liberties here. But I was thinking, like, there's no forcing moves over here because white has to connect, right? And then I could just, you know, whatever. Or even, this is probably best. But yeah. I guess white decided. Here, let's see what score estimator says here. Okay, well, it's very confused. So, do you realize it's dead now? Nope. How about now? What? Okay, so the score estimator refuses to give me these points. But clearly I'm ahead by 10. 16 plus 7. Anyways, black, long story short, black was forced to connect here because this became an Atari, which means that white could live in the corner and black captured these stones. So it was a little trade. I suppose this might be more clear. And I'm up a little bit less than before. So I lost a few points there, but that's no big deal. I don't know why white cut here. I'm a little confused. Let's see. What? I guess this move. It's not that bad though. Maybe white has no eyes now. Yeah, that could be it. Okay, so white played this move. I took Sente. Sente, 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 Sente. Big capture, Sente, Sente, Sente. That about wraps it up. Yep. Cool. Yep, and then the final score was not that. I'm usually quite impressed with the score estimator in GoPanda, but it seems to be a bit on the fritz. I won by, I don't remember, 25 points? I won by a lot. Anyways, it was a good game. That is an example of 1Q against 2 Don, playing calmly to win the game. Yeah, so again, this is Blue Jay Go. My name's Jay. Starting this Twitch channel and a YouTube channel to record my Go games as I keep playing, so stop by. I'll be streaming probably quite a bit because I play a lot of Go, and hopefully you guys check out my YouTube channel. That would be awesome. I can't get like a designated URL until 100 people subscribe, so that's on you guys. Help me out. Blue Jay Go, probably. Just type that into YouTube. Should work out. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. Have a good night. Sleep well. It's pretty late. You should probably go to bed. I'm definitely going to do that right now. Alright, later. Thank you.